Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss how to create MVC project and infrastructure of MVC application. We'll also discuss how to add a controller. So let's start the session. To create a project, we need Visual Studio. Here I am using Visual Studio 2015. You can use any versions of Visual Studio like 2013, 2015, 2017 or 2019. So let's create our new project. For the creation of new project, you need to select file, click on file, then new, then select project. Then select Visual C Sharp, then select Wave, then select ASP.NET Web Application, then provide any name here. I am providing MVC demo. Let the solution name same as the name. Then select a path here. You can click on browse to select the path. I am selected D drive. Then click on OK. It will ask to select a template. Like here I am selecting empty template. Then we need to select the reference for MVC since we are creating our MVC project. Then click on OK. It will take some time and it will create our new project named as MVC demo. So we can see the project is created with the name MVC demo. Here we have various folders also created by default. So let's discuss about these folders. These folders, this is called the total structure is called Infrastructure of MVC application, which contains these folders. So let's discuss about these folders. App data. It decomprises of local database files like .mdf, .sdf. So whenever we are connecting our application to any database, at that time the database files will be kept in this folder. Then coming to abstract. It contains collection of classes that are intended to run our application startup. Like if we expand this folder, you can see there is already the route config class, and inside this route config class, the route or the path is already mentioned by default. We'll discuss about this route config class in our upcoming video. So coming to controller folder contains controller classes that defines application specific logic. Then coming to model, it contains model classes that defines the business logic. Then view folder also contains some UI like views, partial views, layout, etc. Then coming to script folder, it contains the script files like JavaScript, CSS. Those those kind of files will be kept inside script folder. For now, let's create our controller. We can create our controller by using two ways. the fast way to create the controller by using scaffold template, and the second way without using scaffolding template. So first create our controller without scaffolding technique. So click on this controller, right click on controller folder, then add, then class, select the class, then provide the name, like any name you can provide, but that should be a suffix of controller, like product controller. A controller class is implements controller base class defined under system.web.mvc, and every controller class in MVC must have the suffix controller, like home controller, product controller, categories controller. I have given product controller as the name of the controller class. Then click on add. So a controller class can be inherited from the controller base class. So for that we have to inherit controller, and we have to provide the namespace as using system dot wave dot mvc. You can see our first controller has been added into our project named as product controller. We can also add our controller with scaffolding. So let's add another controller using scaffolding mechanism. So right click on the controller, go to add, select new scaffolded item, then select MVC5 empty controller, then click on add, then provide any name like categories categories controller. Every controller should be suffixed with controller keyword. Then click on add. It will add our controller named as categories controller. You can see the controller named as categories controller is added into our project, which by default inherited from controller base class and by default using system.web.mvc. So if we create our controller using scaffolding mechanism, then it will by default added the namespace system.web.mvc, and it will be also inherited from the controller base class. So we no need to write it manually. But in case of adding a controller without scaffolding, we have to manually write this namespace using system.web.mvc. Then we have to inherit the controller class from controller base class.